Okay, let's go over this very slow. There's a lot of things. I have tons. I'm way behind. This is how the matrix sets itself up to the power of what I call it Mercedes. The design on the Mercedes is this, flipped inside and outside, reflecting 3 areas of 120, but they put 8 of them around of 320. Okay, do you understand? 120, okay, is the opening. It's an opening right here. This area back here and this area back here is not open. Okay, so 120 of 360 is open, times 9, times 8. 8 times the 120 is 960. 960 minutes, 16 hours is open. 8 hours is closed. 24 hours in the day is right here. All they do is invert this. I inverted it here to 120, and then I opened it more here because it's 2 area squares by 2 area squares. Okay, this totality of this will give you 1, 2, 3, 4, which makes 1.1 point. For every 1 diamond, okay, you get 3 bars. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12 bars, 12 hours in the day, divided up by 2. In between everything is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 8 of them. 2, 4. There's 6 of them. So is there 8 or there's 6? There's 2, 4, 6, 8. So therefore there's 16. Now what I want to get to is something pretty simple. Inside the letter B, if you take a look, let's look first at the letter R. When you put R and R back together, take a look at the design. It's right here. See the design R and R? The top of the B is an R. The reason for the B being bigger and smaller is because the angle it is on for this. And secondly, if its nose went out to here, this one's nose goes down a level and out, showing that it is bigger. But regardless, this shows R and R, which is the Viking sign. Viking, why? Because inside this design, this shows up here, and this shows up here. The value of this and the value of this, and it was flipped upside down, the values are over here. In the first value of this, it's 10 and 13, equaling to 7 and 4, the Christ. Or it's 23 Michael Jordan plus the 6 equal 29, 2 and 11, the Christ. 11 in the middle area, and you have the shape of this on the roulette wheel. The same number on the roulette wheel is brought into the secondary world where it is duplicated, and it is brought under their 28 time Evan, heads to tails, B and H, but B always plays from the 5 position, so it's 85 Christ. 74, 11 plus 11 is 85, working in 93, which is through the number of Saturn, which means the number of man, which is 39 reversed in the secondary world on the flip side. Now I know it because I know what I'm talking about, exactly what I'm talking about. And I don't want to bewilder something because I'm talking a little bit quick. But if you can catch on to anything and if you're interested with anything, go for it. Because whatever you can tell me I am wrong, whatever you can tell me I am different, whatever you can tell me as a commentary, I'll read into it if I want to. If you don't want me to read into it while you're there, I won't. If it means anything, it does. 28 and 29 is 59. This is what it stands for, Neptune and Einstein. It also stands for one world of the 2 worlds. The eye of the 2 worlds. Where do you get the eye of the 2 worlds? It comes actually from the dartboard. Okay, the dartboard of 360 degrees. Don't forget, why is the center red in darts? 50, because it gets the totality of 360 degrees of 1/2 and 1/2 of the dartboard when it splits it in half, because its diameter, it's 180 degrees. So making it 180 degrees makes it only half. Half is 50. Now the totality of the dartboard is 210. Half of that is 105. Okay? So if you go half of that is 105 on 1/2 on the other half, and at the same time you have to take out the triangle, or you have to take out the square, the circle in the center of the 360 degrees, making it 180. So it would be 105. The hand of God makes it 165, but I'm not going to get into that. You see the way the V, 1V, you see this star over here? What it is how can I explain it? This 9 over here, if you hook up this to a telephone jack, one of the hookups in the telephone jack looks like a D for a queen. There's one that hooks up in the telephone jack that hooks its tail in the center. Here's all the jacks here's all the connections to the telephone jack. If I change it into all low shoe, it turns into belt telephone jacks. These are all jacks. Which side is your wire going to? This over here, 94116, 9 and 4 is I, and 4 is D, so it's ID, IDP, IDPO, IDPOI. I'm not sure, but the king, okay, and the R letter is only the difference of folding this underneath to the D, creating the R. 59 equals 14. This is the roulette wheel now. The roulette wheel, 28, 29, 31, will create this design. This design will show up over here. And when you invert the roulette wheel design this way and this way, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, then you will invert the numbers and the shape on the other side, coming up with the same design. Coming up with the same design. So this one is 28. The same position as 10 is 38, equals the prison, the church. 31, the AC power, and 13 is the 44, is the space we live. 2911 and 1111 between the connection of the two worlds, connected to the wreath of the love of Christ into the two worlds of 711. 57, 2958 becomes the moon and the birth, the end of February. 88 keys of the piano of the AC power. 3159 is Neptune, connected into the Einstein theory. How do I know? Because 7 times 4, 74, or 47, 74 by 24 equals to 1776, and all the other numbers follow. 14, which is the letter N. 12, which is the letter L. L and N. 5 and 3, electric company from L and N. Why is it L and N? I don't know yet. The total is 26, and 26 is a representation of Zoldyck. It's a connection where we start at number 14, we work all the way up to 26, where we start at number 4 and we work all the way up to 16. Then when we work in between, the between this would be number 18, and 18 we would drop back 6, we'd start at 12, and 18 we'd go to 24. So that would be our 1824, and that, if you want to see what it would look like, this would be 18. We'd start at 18, we'd drop back to 12, 12, 16, 18, and then we'd go to 20, and 12, 16, 12, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So we'd start like this. In order to get the I in between the two, in which the I is in all actuality of these two together. This is what it looks like. That's why it's the pumpkin ridges, because it's part of this one and it's part of that one. And it has to turn like the movies, creating exactly the slice for the pumpkin. So we'd run between 12 and 24, equaling to the 36. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6, 14. 1 plus 2, 1 times 2 is 5. 14 and 5. The Dean is Dawn in one hand. Why? This is the difference of 5. 5 and 5. What didn't you get? Jack World, 10. Jack, T letter. J letter, T letter, 10 and 20. They come in between to create creation. They flip it over from 30 into 60. They connect it into the center. The reason in French that 60 and 70 are together and 80 and 90 are together is because we're connecting and reconnecting, because we think we're all alone, but there's a system that lives here. So I'm going to go back one more level. I was just doodling. See, he's just bouncing on the moon. I still didn't do that what's it called thing. Anyways, yes, there's a lot. The other thing is this angle. The greatest angle it can have is 135 degrees. So that would mean off 45 degrees. 135 says ace. This is the angle you can get. There's 3 levels. 45, 90, 135. Then there's levels over here bring you all the way to 90. Levels here bring you to 90 is 180 because the core of everything is 20. 20 for the core. 5 by 5 by 5 by 5 equals to 625. Man equals to 1 equals to 525. 625 times 41 equals the Mayan number of 25,625. Did you understand? The spaceman takes up in the center. If there's 90 up and 90 down, 90 up, 90 down, or 70 up, 70 down, 40 in the center, 70 and 70, 60 in the center. And that's the time we worked with in the center. 60 in the center as 10, 20, and 30. Do you know why I did this? Do you know what I just said? The reason I did this, okay, is that if we go 90 up and 90 down, 20 in the center. So we're in the 20 world, but man needs 40 to live because he needs all four sides. It's just not a come in and a come out. So this is 20-40. Right away, in French, they say 80. QV, 17 and 22 is 39. 88 is add an 8 to it, okay, equals to 88. Okay, it equals to 88. So let me show you something that goes along with this. $59, $69, $79, $88. Right out of the roulette wheel. And I can get a design that goes with this, especially depending on which numbers I choose to play with. But I like to use low shoe and numbers. But I'll tell you one thing, man stands alone at 20. Center equals 20. 20 divided by 50 equals 2. How much is that? 2.5. 2.5 times 10 equals, no, times 20. 20 times 2.5. Right, there you go. So now you know in darts, if the radius takes up between 90 and above and 90 below inside of the worldly calculated map, that means 20 times 2.5 equals 50. That regards the center amount of the value of the red in darts. At the same time, it's 10 times the amount, okay, of the four directions in Monopoly of 40. 10 times 25 is 20. 10 times 2.5 is 25, and now you got the value of the green. Now, if you want to find the value of the rest of them, why don't we just find out how many 2.5s go into 210? Because that's the amount of the board. So 210 divided by 2.5 is 100, is 80, is 82. It equals to 82, then it equals to 164, and then it equals to 246. This is what it equals. Why? Because it's a single dart to the double dart to the triple dart. 24 of man of the Venus world, of Zion of the heaven of time heaven. Aleph Beit Gimel, 0 is Sameach. Sameach is the circle. How do I know Sameach in Hebrew? There's two letters that look exactly like this because the same design is on the freaking roulette table and it has numbers with it. So how can I change? I put things together. If you show me two circles, I'm going to say two circles. If you give me a green and a red, I'll say you gave me two circles. One is green, one is red. What am I supposed to do? Not believe and trust my vision? I'm going to show you how the size gets bigger. This is supposed to be 360 degrees. But the last part was lost in the center. Do you see how the bullhorns come out? This bullhorn comes out and connects this side, center V. This bullhorn comes out and connects this side. In between is the game. All aces will pop up after you do this. The only thing that is we can't see it because there's just too much deeming color. 4 Indians, 4 pegs. See the pegs? See the diamonds and the pegs? See the cross and the plus? Which way do you want to hand it? Is the man on the cross? You see the way his head is to the sky? See the way his arms are out? See the way his two legs are together? He's a multiplication and a division of everything. And he's nothing if he's not here, so it's irregardless, only the future of what you perceive within your own mind. 1448, Raphael 7286, and a constellation of Pegasus. It's time for soup. What do you think? It's a good hour for soup. It's a good hour for soup, right? Thank you.